Okay, so today we are going to see some example. I think everyone has understand this flow, right? What is the data types and uh, how this data how the mapper will take the key value pair, and your mapper will work on the based on the key value pair. Your Redis will also work on the based on the key value pair, right? So who will convert? How will convert the data into the key value pairs? We will see that. Okay, so everyone understand this till here? Okay, so next move to next topic. Not next topic, the same topic only. What we will be doing here now. So I'll be showing you. Uh, we will take a simple example. Then we will work on that example. So the first example, I will take a text file. So everyone, the common world famous example, which is a word count, or you can say hello world from the Mapreduce, right? So if your Java program, what you will do, very first program will write system.out.println, and you'll print something saying that hi welcome or hi hello world something. The similar way in the Mapreduce also we will do a small program which will count the words, in a text file. Let's assume that I have a text file. In the text file, hi, how many times came, how many times came, and each word it will tell that how many times it appeared in the text file. Okay, that is example. So before getting into that, not only MapReduce, any program, if you are going to start any program, right? First, there are some predefined, there are few things what we need to take care before writing a program. So don't start, see, by saying the data and by saying the problem statement, don't start the your coding. Okay, first you need to understand the data. First you need to understand the data. First you need to understand the data. Understand the data means what? I will show you now. Let's assume that this is my data, and this, let me put in this, guys, let me keep it. In this I have something like hi all, how are you, how is preparation, how is preparation, Hadoop is open source framework. Like that you have data. Okay, you have data like this, text data. So as soon as you see the data, they will ask you to find the word count in this data. So don't start, when you see this data like this, don't start writing code immediately. First you need to understand few things. Very first thing, step one, understand the data. What is understanding the data? The first thing is what type of data it is, or what format of the data is. Format or type of the data. Why we need to do this, I'll tell you. And what is the delimiter in this? What is the delimiter? What is the delimiter? Okay, that's the, and so first you need to understand data, like what format the data is and what is the data delimits, right? Next is What is my K1 V1? You need to form K1 V1. Identify. I can say identify K1 V1, K2 V2, K3 V3. Okay, what to identify? Identify means here, so based on the format of the data, you will specify input format. We will talk about that now. Input format. Based on this input format, your key K1 data type, V1 type will be decided. So you will not be having control. It will be decided automatically based on the input format. Okay. Next is you need to identify K2 data type, V2 data type, and what will be my K3 and what will be my V3. So first we need to identify this. Okay. Now the next one is, after identifying this, after identifying this, while identifying only, you need to check. I can say you can take it as a third step. Second step, let me take it here. The second is identify whether we need reducer or not. We need reducer or not. Reducer or not. One reducer, multiple reducers. Single reducer or multiple reducer. Based on the use case, we will decide how many reducers are required. Multiple reducers or not, or multiple reducers. First we need to understand the data, and based on the problem statement, you need to identify whether we need a reducer or not. After you deciding whether reducer is required or not, you need to identify your K1 V1, K2 V2, K3 V3 data types. Then you need to identify what will be my map logic, and if a reducer is required, what is the reducer logic. This is what we need to identify. Then after that, you need to start coding. I'm repeating one more time, guys. First, you need to understand the data. Without understanding data, you cannot write program fully. And even if you didn't understand the data, if you start writing in middle of the code, you may need to change it. So there may be a chance where you need to write from the beginning again. So first you need to understand the data. The data, like what is the format of the data, what is the delimiter on this, and what type of input format I have to take. You need to understand that. After that, you need to understand the problem statement properly. Okay. And after that, you need to identify based on the problem statement, I need a mapper or not. I need a mapper or I need a reducer. If I need a reducer, how many reducers? So you need to identify that. And after that, you need to identify your K1 V1, K2 V2, K3 V3 data types. Right? After identifying this, you need to identify your map function, reduce function. Identify in the sense, you just need to write, okay, what will be logic of my mapper, what will be my reducer logic, because reducer is mainly meant for the aggregating. So whether I need a reducer or not, you decide it based on that. Okay, anyway it is going to aggregate in the reduce level. If it is going to reduce in the aggregate in the reduce level, what of the things I need to pass to reducer. So what is the basic operation I need to do in a mapper, and what is aggregation I need to do, final aggregation I need to do at the reducer level. So you need to identify them. Based on this, you will go ahead and write your mapper and reducer. Based on this, you will go ahead and write your map logic and reduce logic. Understand guys what I'm trying to say? Understood guys?
Yes, Viren.
Okay, first we need to understand what is my data and what is the problem statement. Based on the problem statement, we will decide all these things. Okay, now, so please confirm me, everyone has a setup? Please confirm me, everyone has a setup? Vaishnavi, I think you have setup, right?
Yes, sir, I have the setup.
For Mapreduce. Rakesh, you?
Yes, and I have yesterday night only I did
Okay.
it.
Masood, Harika, you?
No, sir, I didn't do.
You didn't do the setup. What setup is required, ma? We'll be doing a simple program now. So after this program, we'll be doing more programs. Please do the setup. If you face any problem, call me or ping me. No, I can help you on that. So you know the
Yeah.
document where it is, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
I'll do.
Okay. The first program. We are going to see the very first program. Problem one. I can say problem one. Problem statement one. What is the problem statement one? The requirement is find words in a document in given data and count each word. Find words in a document and count the each word in a how many times it is repeated. That's the first problem statement. Now, when the problem statement is given, so you should know the data. First, you should know the data, right? So let me take some data here. First, let me take some data. So what I will do, I'll copy some data from any of the site. Hadoop wiki. I'm taking Hadoop wiki from Hadoop. I mean, why I'm going to Hadoop wiki? Because I just want some data, some text data. You can take from wiki or you can take from anywhere. I'll take from wiki. Okay. From here, I will take one of the paragraph from here. I need multiple points actually. I need a point by point. Let me say what is Hadoop. I think I'll get it. So I'll take it here. Some points I need actually. Okay, point by point. I did small lines I need. That's why I'm like taking it. Or else you can take anything, no problem. So I will take this. I'm copying. Now go to our here. Take this. I'm going to prepare some data. I'm going to prepare some data here. Okay. You can write something else also here. Okay, this is my data. This is my data. In this data, I want to know this is my data. Let's assume that each one is one line. Okay, let's assume that each line here, maybe this line is ending somewhere, this line is ending somewhere, but think that each statement is, each line is ended here only. Okay, each line is ended here only. Okay, think like that. Now what I'm going to do here in this file, how many words are there, and if it's how many words in the sense each word how many times is repeated, each word how many times repeated. That's the example we are going to do it, right? For that, first we need to understand, so what are the steps we have decided, right? Let's form those steps. Very first one, what is the very first step? Anyway, we'll understand the problem statement. Let's think that the problem statement is find words in a given word document, in the document, find the each word. So first we understand the problem statement. Now after understanding the problem statement, I'll try to understand the data. What is this data? Let's say, let me name this data as, let's say, sample.txt. This is my data. Now first try to understand the data. What is the data type? It is type of the data or format of the data, text data, correct? Text data, yes or no, guys? Kishore, Anisha, Aparna?
Yes, sir. Text.
It is a text. Other one is, it is delimited with a space. Each word is, or we need words, right? Each word is, space is a delimiter, correct? Each word is delimiter. And two, identify, do we need a reducer or not? Can someone tell me, do we need a reducer here in this problem statement? So whether we need a reducer or not, how we will decide? Based on the what you want to find. You want to find the final output as the aggregated value. The final output as aggregated value, right? So we need a reducer here. Reducer is required. I'll tell you how to identify later. Not to worry. Is required. The third one, we need to divide key value pairs. What is a, if it is a text file, guys, I'm introducing a new thing here. If it is a text file, we will use text input format as by default. Text input format. Your Mapreduce uses default input format. Input format means what type of data you are giving to your Mapreduce. So in detail about the input format, in detail about those things, we will talk about that in the next class. Okay, and we will just go ahead and execute one first program, then we will do in detail the next program, right? So this is the text file. So the default input format is text input format. If it is a text file, it is a text input format. If it is a key value pairs, you need to say there is something called key value input format. If it is a sequence file, you need to say sequence file input format. If it is a XML file, you need to write your own XML file format. So based on the file format, the respective input format will be decided. So here it is a text file. It is a text file. So if it is a text file, the input format will take it as a text. Who has to take it? We have to tell it explicitly. But if you are not telling anything to your Mapreduce framework saying that this is the type of a text, by default your Mapreduce framework will assume, okay, I'm taking as a text file, I'm taking as a text input format. So your framework defaultly assumes that, or your default input format in Mapreduce is text input format. What is the default input format? These are the very much important points, guys. What is the default input format? Text input format. Here the default input format is text input format. Input format means what type of data you are giving as input to your Mapreduce framework. So it that file type or that data type, right, we are specifying to your Mapreduce framework. Now I found it is a text input file format. If it is a text input file format, the K1 is always long writable. If it is a text, guys, if it is a text, there will be something called offset. There is a something called offset here. Offset means the line number starting position 0 it will start, and it start count the words, sorry, letters, characters 1 2 3 0 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. So it is start with this. Let's assume that it is ended with a 30. The next key will be 31. Next offset will be, next will be 51. Like that it will count offset. We will talk more about what is offset. You assume that always if you are taking as a you're taking as a data as a text file, your K1 is always offset. Your K2 is V2 is always text. If you are taking as a text file, try to remember this point, guys. If you are taking input as a text format, your K1 is always long writable. Your V1 sorry, not V2, this is V1. Your V1 is always text. K1 is always long writable, and your V1 is always text. That is a fixed. That is a fixed. So based on the problem statement, what you need to do, you need to find out what is my K2. How will I find my K2? How will I find K2? So what is our problem statement? We need to find the word. We need to find the words in a text file. So it means the more concentration on the word. See here, the main logic is running behind word. It means my key will be the word. How you identify the word? Because I need to find the count of the words. Now I'm not going to no, I'm not going to do something else. I'm doing the count on the words. If I'm going to do count on the words, the key point, the key is word only. Okay, here I said K1 is a long writable and V1 is a text. What is that V1 text? The V1 is text means this one, guys, line. Let me take it. This is V1. This is V1. Complete line is a V1. Complete line is a V1. Okay, and the next line is next to V1. Next line is next to V1. Next line is next to V1. Okay, and K2 is based on your requirement. Based on your requirement, what I need to emit as a mapper output. So here we are finding the word count. Let's say it should come as a words. Okay, then if it is a word, if it's what type of word, is a text type, in string type, right? So that's the reason your K2 is text, and V2 is count. It should go number. So number, you can go with the for the number type. We have something like, if you see here, we have number int writable is there, long writable is there, but floating, we don't need the floating points, decimal points we don't need. So either you can go with int writable or you can go with the long writable. You don't need the double and float. Here I'm going with int writable. So there is a specific reason for it. I'll tell you why. You can go with the long writable, no problem at all. It will work. Int writable. Now the final output is what you are expecting, K3. K3 final output is, you want the text as a final output, and V3 you want the final output number of counts. Let's say 100 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. That one you want. So that is word. So sorry, number. That number means it will come as a long writable. It is long writable. Then we can go ahead and write what is my map one, what is my reduce one. Okay, understand everyone? Everyone understood? Any doubt? Because this is the very basic first program, we need to understand very clearly. Is everyone understood? Guys, please respond to me.
Yes, sir.
Anisha, if you guys are not responding to me, whether I'll get a doubt like whether you guys understood or not. Anisha,
Yes,
Understood, sir.
yes,
Kishore, Masood,
understood, Veera.
Rakesh, Sai, Vaishnavi.
Yes, yes, Veera, understood.
Okay, now we need to write our
Yes, sir.
map method. We need to write our map method. I mean, we need to decide our mapper logic and we need to decide our reducer logic. So I'm going to write a simple pseudocode of my mapper logic. So as I said before, mapper is a class, right? Class word mapper, or you can say word count mapper, or you can say my mapper, whatever it is. So I'm going to say word mapper or word count mapper, which needs to extends mapper, which need to extend mapper as a class, mapper as a parent class. There is something called parent class, predefined class, which is mapper. So it is a generic type. You need to specify at the time of the extending only whether you are going to what type of data you are going to take as input to this mapper class. First one, k1 is long writable, comma text, and what is you are going to as the output, you need to specify that as well, text int writable. Okay, don't not to worry, we will see in detail in this. And as I said, we have a setup and cleanup methods. We are not going to worry about at this point about this setup and cleanup method. We are going to write more about map method. So what is my map method is expecting? My map method is long writable. Key is what the k1? Long writable. So I'm going to specify here long writable key and text v value, and there will be something called context. Okay, there is something called context. We'll talk about more about the context, ctx. So this is my map method. In this map method, what will be my logic? So my logic is, first I'll take the complete line. Okay, how it will work internally I'll tell you guys. Okay, so I'll detail explain it, not worry about it. So value is a complete line, right? So our problem statement says that you find the words, you get the words, right? What we need to do, we need to take a value and we need to break the value into pieces, correct, into words. We need to break our line into words because our problem statement is words, right? So we need to break value into words. Value means line, actually it is line, correct, line into words. How will you break line into words? How will you break? Is there any function to break your words, your line into words? Anisha, is there any function? The line is nothing but what? Line is nothing but a string. Yes or no? Line is nothing but a string. So is there any function or is there any class to break your line into pieces? We have discussed it. I have shown the example also. I do remember. In Java, I have shown the example. Anisha, Aparna, Harika,
String tokenizer.
string tokenizer. Anything else is there, guys? Do you guys remember we talked about a split method and a string tokenizer? Do we discussed about it or not? Do we discussed about string tokenizer or not? Okay, Harika, Masood, guys, there is something called string tokenizer, and there is something called split method in the strings. Split method in the strings. Anisha, so using those two, either of string tokenizer or split, we need to break into words. Okay, let's say hi. I'm not going to write the complete logic here. I'm just telling you on a very high level. So you need to convert your value into string. Why should I convert value into string? Because the value is a text data type. The value is a text data type. So in the text data type, you do not have split method, or you cannot break tokenize. I can say tokenize on text object. Your string tokenizer is always expecting string object, not any other type of object. So your string object, your string tokenizer is required string object, or if you want to split by using split method, that should become as a string. So on text method, we cannot do any operations like a breaking or substring kind of operations we cannot do on the text data type. Text data type is a data type in the Hadoop, right? So that text data type does not have a methods like a split, methods like substrings, the methods like converting into lowercase, uppercase. That type of methods are not there in a text class. So if you want to do that kind of operations, what you need to do, you need to convert that into a Java respective data type, which is a string. To convert your object into a string, we have one method we have seen already. That method is toString method, right? So when I convert into toString method, I have got my string as a S. Now I can go with the string tokenizer. I can break this. Yes, comma space, my delimiter space. Now I got all the words in this. Then I will go into while loop. Then I'll get the each word. I'll emit word comma number one. Why I have to emit number one? I'll tell you that. Word comma one. So when you're processing a line, in that line the word came and the number one. Another word came number one. Another word came number one. Why I'm emitting number one? Because there is a something called shortened grouping phase before going to reducer. So there my word number of ones, 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma, like that. So in the reducer I will do aggregation on the sum on the ones. Each one I'll keep add them. If I find the sum at the reducer level, I'll find that okay, this is the word, this many times came, or this is the word, this many times came. You will get the proper output. Everyone understand the map logic? Anisha, Aparna, Harika, Kishore,
Yes, Vira.
Sai, the new guys, are who are freshers, who are new to and who are not having experience on this. Sai, Masood, Rakesh,
Yes, Anna.
understood, right? So in the reducer, what we will do, we will take that map output and we will sum them. So let's say a simple program. And before that, guys, I want to tell you, your map method will execute how many lines are there, how many lines are there, those many times your map method will execute. So we already discussed about it test last classes. So here for the first line one time, so for next line one more time, for next line one more time, for next line one more time, like it means how many lines are there, those many times your map method will execute. Those many times your map method will execute. See the first program, everyone. I'm going to write a first program quickly and see that. Let it start my Eclipse. Everyone please start your Eclipse. Everyone please start your Eclipse. I have some problem with this. I don't know. Every time it's giving same problem. I'm going to do again import. Let me close all these files. Okay, so let me. Okay, everyone did the setup properly. Everyone did the build path and everything is done. Everyone did that. So otherwise, I will show you here how to do it. Right click, new project, create a new project. You give the project name. Select the Java project. Next, and give the name for the project. I'm going to here. I have given like this, and I just say finish. And before going to finish, anyway, it is finished. I'll show. I think we already discussed in the Java part on it. So here you will be having by default src, and you will be having this. So now uh, default, like I can directly go here. I can write directly go here. Create new class by specifying some package. Let's say so package name I'm saying the com.test. So what I can do here directly sample program, sample map, sample Java. I can write direct Java program here. I can directly write my sample program here, sample Java, like saying that. So I can write my system.out.println. I can write any logic here. So it will allow me to do it anything, right? So I can write this, I can compile this. I can write this, I can compile. There is no problem at all. It's not giving me any error, right? Because your Eclipse by default knows it. By default, it knows this. What are the Java jars? Eclipse is nothing but an IDE. IDE, Interactive Development Environment. Interactive Development Environment, IDE. So what does it mean? It means that your tool knows, your tool is making you write your job is easy. It means that your tool already knows about your jar, your Java, right? So that's the reason whatever you are writing system.out.println or whatever you're writing, it is able to understand. It is able to understand easily. But I'm going to write a Mapreduce now. I'm going to write a Mapreduce programs. How my how my this tool, interactive development environment, IDE, knows about MapReduce. Does not know how to MapReduce. Not only MapReduce, guys. Let's say you are writing some code about servlets. You are going to write some code about Spring. You are going to write some code about Spark. So how your tool will knows it? Your tool will not know about them. It knows only core Java, right? Your tool will not be knowing about them. So what you need to do? You need to make aware of your tool. So why I need to make aware of the tool? Because for the development as well as when you run the program, by saying the right click run as, it is compiling the code and also it is running the code. It is ideally doing Java C and Java command, right? So for to do that, your tool should know what is the jar I need to use to compile this code. What is the jar I need to use to run this code, right? Otherwise, they will not run. They will show, no, I'm not able to find what you are telling. It will say that I'm not able to find what you are telling, right? Let me show you that example. With I'm not setting any jars. I'm trying to write some code. I'm trying to write some mapper code. Okay, Mapreduce code. Word count mapper. Okay, I'm nothing. I don't need main method here because my map method should not have the main method. I'm just return this class. So as I said, I need to extend here, right? Extends mapper class I need to do. So when I say extends mapper and when I'm going here, I'm saying that it is long writable. What is long writable? What you are talking? What is mapper? What you are talking? I didn't understand. So your tool is telling that it is not able to understand what you are talking. Let me show you this. What you are talking about long writable? What you are talking about mapper? I didn't understand. Mapper cannot be resolved type. Long writable cannot be resolved type. See here, cannot be resolved type. Text cannot be resolved type. So it means your tool is not able to recognize it. If your tool is not able to recognize it, how you can run this program, right? So to make your tool aware or to make the whatever is required for the mapper, whatever the required for the word count, I mean our long writable, so those jars we need to add to the project, those jars. So each and every MapReduce from each and every framework will come with their own specific jar files to telling you that okay, your mapper class, the mapper class is then some jar, you can get that. Okay, it is a servlet, generic servlet or HTTP servlet. Oh, this class is there in some other jar. So that information will be there in the jars, right? For that we need to add the jar files to your MapReduce framework. For that we need to specify those jars to a framework. So what are the jars I need, sir? Look at guys here. I'll just show you a simple example. To execute a plain normal MapReduce framework, you need only anyway Java and all will be there. Hadoop hyphen common. There is something called Hadoop hyphen common jar with a version, Hadoop client and common log and MR unit. MR unit is also not required because we are not going to do any unit testing. Only hardly 3-4 jars are required. That's it. You don't need much jars, right? But if you see my setup document, I have given very big list of jar files we have added to the class path. Why? Maybe today you are writing a simple Java program, simple MapReduce program. Tomorrow you may need to write something else. So if you create some library kind of thing, which will be easy to, you don't need to export again. In the future, you don't need to write again about them, right? So let's look at guys here. We already discussed about, I think we already discussed about it. Like let's discuss one more time here. So this is your tool, Eclipse tool. Okay, and Here your jars are there. Here your jars are there. Let's assume that I'm writing project 1. I'm writing project 1. This project 1 is required some jar files because I'm writing MR program here, right? MR project. So I need some specific jars. Let's assume that my MR jars are there here. This is a little important to do a setup, guys. So my jars are there here. 1, 2, 3, and so on. I have jars. What you will do? Okay, these jars are required for your MR program. You will take it. You will go and add it in the build path. Add it in the build path. What is the build path? I'll show you now. If anyone is gone through my video which is specified for setup, where is that? If anyone gone through my videos, setup videos, Mapreduce 2. Guys, go through Mapreduce 2. Here you have something called setup. Mapreduce setup, Eclipse setup and intro. Okay, in this you have a setup as well as a Mapreduce intro. Okay, in this I have clearly explained what is a build path and all. Anyway, I'll be explaining now as well. So I need these jars to build. Okay, now let's assume that tomorrow you have written the same Eclipse, you have written the project 2 for MR only. You need again to add these all jars. You need to add all these jars. So why we need to do some multiple times the same work? Or project 3, project 4, project 5. Instead of that, what we will do, we are creating some intermediate user defined tool. What is that? That intermediate library, that's called, we'll call this user library. We'll create an intermediate user library. Okay, that user library will create here, intermediate guy. So this intermediate guy holds all the jars. One time only will holds all the jars. You will take and you will come here, you will take all the jars will be available in this is I will call user library. So whenever you create a project, you just connect to this guy. Done. When you create this, you just connect to this one. You no need to write again, you no need to fetch again all the jars. Okay, you just need to connect to the user library. That makes your life easy for developing multiple projects in the same environment. Okay, now let's see what is a build path. Right click on your build path is nothing but to build your code. Whatever the code you have write, to compile your code, to run your code, we need jars. We need to put some place. That place is nothing but your build path. The place is nothing but your build path. Let's look at, guys, here I'm going to add some build path. Right click, everyone should know this. Okay, right click, build path. You can say add jars, or first to say configure build path. When you click on the configure build path, it will take you to here. So is there any libraries? As of now, no libraries except your Java SC. Java SC anyway, it come with the default, right? We need to add some jars. So the first method what I have shown you, without user library, you can click here, add external jars. You can go and collect all the jar files from all your Mapreduce, HDFS, common, from common, right? Common, from your Mapreduce, all these jars. Inside the library also you have some more jars. All this we can take them. All this we can take them. Okay. So what we can do, all these libraries we can add it. We'll add it here. So then you can execute your Mapreduce program, it will success. Tomorrow if you create one more project, it will give a problem. Instead of that, what I'm doing, add library. So we need to create one user library for that. For that we need to create one user library. So in that user library, so you need to click here and say, give a name, click on the name, click on the new, you say Hadoop 2, whatever it is. What Hadoop 1 is already there, you type MR2. You can type MR2, right? And say okay. When I say MR2, you need to add the jars here. This is one-time activity, only one-time activity. So you need to select this, add libraries. What are the jars you want? You need to add all the jars here. You need to add all the jars here. So once you add the jars there, you can easily access them. You can easily add them there. Let me select this because I need. So now Hadoop is added to my build path. 1 second. Sorry guys. So what we will do, we will add all the files. We'll add all the files. Now you look at here. After adding this Hadoop, after adding this, refresh this. Okay. After adding this, here when I move cursor, it was not telling me that I'm not able to resolve type. It is telling the resolve type and it's also giving you an option. Okay, you are talking about this mapper? Yes, I'm talking about this mapper only. Now see, when I select that, this mapper is imported. Okay, when I move cursor and long writable, it is telling that it is not recognizable, but it is telling that are you talking about this long writable? Yes, I am talking about that long writable. Then import it. And look at here. When I move this, it will ask you, if I'm not able to recognize, are you talking about this text? It is giving you a suggestion. It found that the text is available somewhere in the jar, what you have added. So are you talking about that? Yes, I'm talking about that one. You take it. So it means that you need to import them. See now, no errors. See now, no errors, right? That is the reason we need to add the build path. Okay. Any doubts till here? We'll continue tomorrow, guys, because it's already late. Guys, try to join at least 35 by 7:35. Sorry, 6:35. People are no, I'm seeing that people are coming by still 6:50 like that. So I request you guys, please join by 6:35. Even if I'm in other class, not a problem. Please be in the meeting. Okay. So at least we can continue immediately. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. Any doubts, please stay back and ask me.
So for Hive UDFs also, like this only we have to add, right?
Yes,
Jars.
yes. For everything we need to do it. Why? Because your Eclipse or your Java will not knowing that. But when you install Java, it knows that only basic core Java things are by default. How it will know about Hive UDF, how it will know about the Pig UDF, how it will know about the Mapreduce. So it will not be knowing about them. So to make it aware of them, we need to import the jars.
Okay, sir.
Any other doubts? Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. Sai, you guys practice the program. You guys send me some Java code. Okay. Yeah, Purna, go ahead. Kishore.
No, sir. Thank you. Bye.